G'day YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is part 2 of a two-part video on this little Shimpaku. In part 1 I explained why I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and this video is actually doing the work. It's really important to watch part 1 and why I actually am going to style this tree the way I want, why I'm planning to, and the reasons behind it. And you know, some people, as I said in that video, people might write comments to me, that's crazy, why'd you do that for, it looks ugly, blah blah blah, or that's not the right way to do it, or some people go, that's perfect, that's how it should be done. But it's also how I see the tree and what I envision the tree to be. So anyway, this is, again, we're going to get stuck into it. So really it comes down to, we're going to gin this tree on that side, keep the foliage on this side nice and healthy, gin shari the trunk, and then wire this part of the tree and find a new position, new angle for this tree. And that's the plan, and that's the approach today. So start off, create the gins. So really I cut off all the green foliage. Should make sure I don't cut any of the stuff I want to keep. Very important. And we'll get rid of the other stuff. I think it will be interesting once I cut off all the foliage, you'll see the dynamic of the trunks on this side and see why they're boring and uninteresting and why they had to go. Now, if I wasn't going to create gins with this, I would have maybe airlaid it. Because I'm going to feature these trunks in the gin, I need to keep them, and I need to cut away. So you can really start seeing that trunk. So that is remember in the other video I was showing you, that is that straight trunk, and I'll show you again. Do you see how straight and uninteresting it is? Even now I'm going to have to probably, once I take the cambium off, I'm going to have to probably put a wire on it to give it some interest. Otherwise it's very boring. Okay. So going back to here, this is the part we're going to keep. Nice healthy foliage. I'm going to remove this part. Not much left now, it's pretty quick to get rid of it. So you probably can start seeing what I'm seeing. Do you see the interest now in this tree, where it lies? You see the crazy, now you can see all the dead wood, and then making that a feature, having the live vein on this side, having the live wood on this side. Now, the other thing I should actually make note is I studied this tree for a couple of hours probably, over a few days, trying to figure out what is the best tree in this tree. So don't ever think this is like automatic and people just know and it's so easy. Sometimes it takes a while to really come up with a design, and then having the guts to do it, because not many people would have cut off all this foliage. However, you got to see the tree within the tree. All right. Do you see now where I'm thinking? Do you see now what go this way, could go this way, could go more this way, could keep it like that. But look at the contrast and the dynamicness of this tree now. Let me just gin and shari all this bit. It will take a while, but probably do a little time-lapse video on all this, but just gin and shari and keep as much of this as I can, because it will add so much more interest to the tree. I'll just come in close, and now I just want to show you close. Maybe not the light. The light's not the best, but the live vein is just there. Can you see that one? It's going to be in the front of the tree. We're going to have dead wood around it, so it should look really good. There you go. Now, how much older does this tree look from before? Anyway, that's me. All right, let's get stuck into the dead wood. Okay, so cleaned up as much as I could of this tree. The gins are pretty set, pretty clean. We'll see about moving this one if I need to. It's not too bad where it is. It looks alright in an actual overall scheme of things. The other interesting part is in here. You can see how awesome these trunks are. That's what I want to really feature. So having the tree maybe at that angle where I can see in and see all these interesting trunks is probably an important feature. Good news is there's actually some deadwood shari along these trunks as well, so it adds even more interest into the tree. However, I need to let the tree develop a little bit longer just to make sure the live veins pop up so I can see clearly where they will go. I can get in there, it's a little tricky at the moment, but I want the tree to, since I've killed off this section, I want to really see where the live and dead veins are and let the live veins get fatter and you can see them clearly, and then you can carve around them when they're done. So that's where I'm up to. It looks really nice, really interesting. The tree might have to come, I'll have to figure it out, but I definitely think it needs a bit of a slant to give it some real interest and character. Like when you look at the tree like that, somehow this looks sensational. It looks really good. I don't know, maybe you can keep it straight, or just slightly tilted. There's just going to be, I think it just needs some slight tilt to give it that direction and give it the reason why this is slanting. Having it like that doesn't really explain it to me. Having it this way could be possibility, but I have to really think about it. That's not a bad, now that's looking actually pretty good too. So a couple ideas that I need to look at and find the best tree possible. Alright, so just a bit of a progress update. I have wired this lower section in here. Apart from that, you can see that all nice and wired. See that all nice and wide? And I think I'm just going to be tilting the tree slightly this way and getting it going in this direction at the moment. I don't like going it back that way. I do like it travelling in this direction. You can see the lovely twisting trunks in here by doing that. I mean, if I had like this, it would kind of block those twisting trunks. So opening it up and a little bit down, just like that, helps show off that area really well. Now I'm just going to work on this part of the tree. Probably just bring it in, put a little crown in the tree. It is, can you see how it's slightly towards the back? It's the back of the tree, so I just want to kind of sit it and down and put it forward, and it should sit in there. So we'll have to get the angle right when we're repotting and when I show you the final tree, but yeah, it's starting to look really interesting. interesting little tree. This is really nice, this bit. I wanted to show that off. So if I have it like that, I could maybe do it like that. Could, you know, something. That's another option. As long as I can see the main trunk, which would be good. So there's lots of options in front at the moment. And I think it's going to be dictated by how the apex sits in the tree as well. So let's have a look. Okay. I just want to show you a quick trick when a tree's too tall that I like to try and employ. So I'll just turn it around. This is the main trunk that is currently on there, and there's not much going on around here at all. And it would have to be quite a tall tree if I want to try and bring it in and into there and make it compact. But a lot of nice foliage at the front, so the trick is I have nothing at the back, so this becomes a back branch, forms a back branch, and then we use the finer stuff to build the apex. So just a little one, if you ever get stuck with something like that, when the apex is too tall, you can move it to the side, to the back, and create some more interest and depth. Somewhere around there you'll see. I have to wire all this out now, they're very fine, so just fine wiring all this, doing a back branch in there which actually needs it, so it's really came out really well. So, and then I'll wire all this, and then we've got the tree. Alright everyone, so we've got to a point where I am reasonably happy with the positioning of the tree plus the initial wiring. You can see that there's a slight angle in the pot on how I want it to look. You see how I propped it up a little. I think that angle change will just change over time, but we can get it right. But it's a lovely little, you know, really old, interesting tree now. It was quite a boring tree before. Well, in my eyes, I know I'll get different feedback from different people on what they think. But that's great. It's all, everyone's got different opinions, which is awesome. But that's where I see the tree right now. The front's around there somewhere, like that, towards you guys. And that's what I think it should be. The tree's just going to be left alone now, just watered until now. It's mid-February here in Melbourne, so it's still summer and still getting some pretty hot sun and days. I'll wait until winter to repot. Hopefully I can find the right pot. We've got our club exhibition coming up in May, so I'm hoping to pick up a special pot for it. Not 100% sure what I'd like to get it into, but definitely something smaller and probably a little bit deeper, acting like a small cascade, roundy, ovally, not square at all. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be quite a unique pot for this tree, I think, but that's what I'm trying to aim for. But yeah, I'm hoping people see the reason I've gone this direction. The previous video, part 1, explains why I did what I did, and here's executing my design and my theory and my reasoning why I did what I did. Eliminate, keep the best bits, show them off, eliminate the bad bits, or use them in your design, which I have, and create a really old tree. So now that you can see this beautiful twisting trunk in here that creates this really interest. I mean, you can always tweak where the front's going to be, but you can, as long as I can see that, I'm really keen on it. You know, not 100% locked onto this position of the tree. Could be go the other way, I'm not sure, but the actual tree should exist like this, and that's in my opinion. It's the best bit. The best bits out of the tree now are framed with the foliage, less foliage, explaining a much better story of how this tree survived in nature and really makes it look old. Well guys, happy to answer any questions you have. Well, as always, I really enjoy answering all those questions you guys send me, which is great. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this whole series on this tree and the reasonings why and how we executed. But there you go. That's this little guy, and hopefully see lots more of this in the future, and look at more trees, and hope this has helped in some way. Thanks for watching.